these hands feel a bit ashy, so we're gonna cream up the hands a bit, guys. Brazilian boom boom cream, or bum bum as people like to say, but needs must, needs must. Hi guys, how you all doing? Hope you're well. Thanks so much for joining me again this week. Hopefully you enjoyed the vlog that I put up on Monday. I'm just gonna try out some new makeup bits. Not gonna try out any new foundations because I've got Foundation Friday dedicated to that now. Thanks so much for your comments on my previous Chit Chat Get Ready With Me video. Glad you guys seem to like the look. In these types of videos, I don't have a particular look I'm going for, but I will be trying out certain things, so I guess depending on the product would determine the type of look I end up with. I've already cleansed my face this morning, so what I'm gonna do is just take a primer. Let me know if you want to see a high-end makeup haul, because I am actually going to put up a drugstore makeup haul, I think this Friday, but this is from Makeup Forever. And it's their Step 1 Radiant Primer, and it's a cool pink primer. The reason I got this is because TK Maxx were doing Makeup Forever products like really cheap, so I decided to get this, and this was only like £7.99. So, and it's the full size I think, because this is 30 mils, and I bought a whole bunch of other things. So if you want to see what else I got, then let me know, because I can show you that in the high-end haul. So I'm going to take my glasses off, and from this point forward we will know that I cannot see hardly anything right now, so apologies for that. So I'm just going to put this on to brighten, and then I think I'm going to put another primer on, because otherwise it won't last on my skin. Can you see it's just like really pink? So I would suggest that you can't use this if you got my skin tone. You cannot just use this as your primer and off you go. You know, if you like to use primer on its own, which I don't tend to. Looks a bit ashy on my skin tone, just as it is, but I have actually used this before, and it does give a nice radiance. Anyway guys, how have you guys been? Thanks so much for your feedback on my vlog. I think I said that already, but on my previous video. So I was really honest in that video and told you a lot of what's been going on with me, so a lot about my anxiety, what's been happening, so definitely go and check it out if you missed that. I'll link it in this video here. I think this is where I'm going to link it, so you kind of have an understanding of what's been going on with me. Anxiety still comes back. I think in my vlog I mentioned I had a very anxious day the other day, so it's still there guys, it's still there, but I'm learning to deal with it. This is the Max Factor Facefinity Primer, which I do like, so I'm going to put that on top because I like this as an actual primer in terms of keeping my foundation on. I do like to multi-prime sometimes, especially if I'm not using my typical mattifying primers. I just got sent a whole bunch of stuff in a post from Gosh Makeup, their autumn winter collection, so would you like to see a video on that collection, maybe me using all the products that they sent me in a Chit Chat Get Ready With Me? Let me know, because I can actually do that. So right, so that's my face primed. I think I look quite bright and radiant. What do you guys think? I do like this primer by Makeup Forever. I'm going to take this Cake Cosmetics, let me shake it up a bit, this Cake Cosmetics Sheer Glow Highlighter. And if you guys don't know who Cake are, they're based in the UK, they're a UK brand, and they do cater a lot. Most of their products are catered for like deeper skin tones. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take their Sheer Glow Highlighter in the shade Fake It, which is just like this. Let me see if I can swatch it a bit for you. You see that? So it's like a pinky bronze tone, beautiful. I'm just going to actually put that onto my cheekbones and a bit here and a bit up here, and it's just going to, I'm just going to blend that in so that when I'm actually put my foundation on top, I just want it to peek through, if that makes sense. Right, so can you guys see the kind of glow that it's giving my skin, just like a natural glow? Somehow this video I'm going for a natural kind of glow, but I'm going to use the NARS Sheer Glow foundation, which I started using actually when I was on my break from YouTube. I really enjoy it. I mean, if you want me to do a foundation Friday on this particular foundation, even though I have been using it, I don't have a pump for this guys. It might take a while. If you want me to do an actual foundation Friday on this, please let me know. But as I said, I have actually been using it, so yeah, it's not going to be like first impressions or anything. But let's take some. I'm going to use my sponge with this. Normally I use a brush, but oh well. Let's use a sponge today. The shade I'm in, I'll tell you in a moment. I am in New Orleans. To be honest, it took me so long to actually try this particular foundation because I used to think that it was for people with dry skin. It's quite a decent foundation, and I've got oily combination skin and it works for me. So okay, this is taking so long to blend. Are you the type of person that does foundation first, or are you the person that does brows before foundation? Let me know, because quite clearly you can see what I am. That I like to do my foundation before the brows. I don't think there's a right or wrong way to do it, to be honest. It's just whatever your preference is. So I think I've blended it all out as much as I can. Now I'm going to go in with this Bobbi Brown, the new Bobbi Brown, what is it, concealer, which you guys can see there. I am in the shade Chestnut. The lady tried to match me in store, but when I got back home, I got this in Wales. When I got back home, it looked a bit orange, so I'm not too sure. I did try it on before, but we'll try it on again. I wasn't too sure on this particular concealer. I don't like the applicator of it. I don't know if you guys can see it. It's kind of like it's just like a point. I don't know. So I wasn't too sure about the applicator. I think it's just slightly orange for me, and it's really thick as well. It's got good coverage, which I think you can kind of see. What do you guys think? It looks alright, it looks nice. I don't know. I'm not too sure in this one, guys. Not sure. That's what it looks like on me. It looks nice, it's okay, but I really want to try something else out. I want to try out the Rimmel concealer palette, so let's try that. So this is the new Rimmel concealer palette, Insta Conceal and Contour palette. Apparently you can contour with this, but I want to just try out the lighter concealer shade there in the center and see if I can kind of mix it in a little bit, because the concealer, Bobbi Brown one, is a bit too thick for me. This one feels nice though. I do like this. This is quite light though, because I don't typically like to go this light anymore. What do you guys think? It did blend out quite nicely. I do like this actually, but I think I prefer this consistency to the Bobbi Brown one, and this one is, I can't remember how much this is, maybe about £7 in the drugstore. And they do have a contour shade here, but actually what I want to do is, before setting it, I want to do a contour with the contour stick that I was sent by Rimmel as well. So let's try that. This is the contour stick they sent me. Let's open it up. This is the shade Dark. So it's a duo contour. So you've got the contour stick on this side, which looks like it will be quite dark for me. Yeah, it looks like it will be dark enough for me. And then you've got the highlight on the other side as well. Is this a shimmer highlight? This is like a shimmery highlight. So you've got that on there. So I think you can still kind of see the highlight that I put underneath. Yeah, you can. I love doing that highlight underneath trick because it just gives you that inner glow. Let's try the contour first of all. Let's see if it's dark enough. Oh no, come on, Rimmel. Oh no, it's not dark enough, guys. Unfortunately, it's not that dark for me. So let's go back to the palette. So it's much better in the palette, like a lot darker. Yeah, so that's a lot darker. It's a bit red for me, so that's the only thing I'd say, but it works a lot better than the stick contour, and it blends out quite nicely actually. It blends out really easily. It's blending out quite well. I will be setting everything as well. I think I would have preferred something a bit more cool tone. We're going to go in with powder all over the face, and then we're going to sort out the redness to this powder, to the contour. So I'm going to go in with the Cover FX Perfect Setting Powder, which I picked up. I only picked up a small powder. You guys know I've been loving my, I love it so much I forgot what it's called. The Laura Mercier Medium Deep Powder. This is what the Cover FX powder looks like. It looks a bit more yellow tone than the Laura Mercier powder. So too sure how well this will work on me, but we shall see. Alright, so let's go under the eyes first, just to set the... I don't tend to bake anymore, so I think I've told you guys this. I just press my powder in and go all over the face with it as much as I can. I'm not too sure what I think about it in comparison to the Laura Mercier powder, but I do like it. It looks good. It looks good. So let's go in now with the Tarteist contour palette. This is the third contour palette they released, and that's what it looks like. So I picked this up from QVC, I think it was, recently, because I didn't realise that they were selling this and I'd been wanting it for so long. So we're going to try and go in with the contour. I think I'm going to mix in the bronze and contour shade, because I think the contour is quite deep in this. Oh, and it came with a brush as well, so I'm going to use this brush as well to do it. Whoa, that is really dark. I think I'm going to have to go over this. So dark. Okay, so we're gonna go back in with our brush and we're just gonna blend away as much as we can, buff it out, so it's not so harsh. You know what I mean? I hope it looks good, guys. I hope it looks good. But you know what? Sometimes makeup just doesn't turn out the way you want, you know? We're just gonna live with it. Let's do some brows. So I'm just going to use this. I have been using, normally I would use a chocolate brown powder in a eyeshadow palette. I'm not even going to lie, that's what I've been using. But I've started using this, which is the new L'Oreal, what is it called? Brow Artist Expert. And I have to say I'm quite impressed with this one. So that's what I'm going to use quickly to do my brows. Let's just brush them first before anything. And I like to just create like feathery strokes into it, because otherwise it looks too harsh. I think they look okay. They look like cousins, so they look related at least. For the eyeshadow, I am going to go in with the Naked palette. So that's what the Naked palette looks like. Now my brush for the Naked palette is in here somewhere. I believe this is coming back out again. Is it this week? I think it's this week. They're re-releasing it, because they did an early release a few weeks ago and that's where I managed to get mine. But they are finally bringing it out. Official release date is I think this week. So definitely, if you can, pick it up, because I love this particular palette. There's so many reviews on this palette already that I just thought, I mean, do you guys really care what I have to say other than, yeah, it's quite good. So it is good. It is really good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a base color. I'm just going to use this palette. To be honest, I've been using this for more natural makeup looks. I know it's got all the warm tones in it, but it's really good for natural makeup looks for me. So yeah, I'm going to take this shade here called Sourced, which is a really good base color for my particular skin tone. So we're going to go in with Sourced, and I'm going to put that all over my lids. And take it up to my brow bone. Basically just cover the whole eye area with Sourced. We're just going to basically build up the warmth in our transition area. So I'm going to go in with this colour here called Decay, which is like a brown type colour. So just going to go in with that now. And guys, like, I have never really been a big fan of the Naked palettes. I'll say that now. I've definitely got the first Naked palette. And I think I bought the Naked 3, but I returned that like straight away because I did not like that palette at all. And the first Naked palette, I'm not gonna lie, I've probably used it once. or twice at most since buying it, and it was one of the first palettes, like high-end palettes I ever bought. I just don't like it. I just don't use it. And then so when they came out, when I saw the swatches of this, I think like everybody, when I first saw the swatches of this online, I was just like, what's Urban Decay doing? Like seriously. So I wasn't that excited by it, but then I saw other swatches and then PR releases and all of, then I was just like, okay, I forgive you. But yeah, guys, if you are into warm tones, then this is the palette for you. Sorry, I went into the shade He Devil, which is that shade there. It's just like a reddish tone. People can't complain about this palette and say, oh, I didn't like it because it's all warm tones if they bought it, because it's kind of like, well, you saw what it was like when you were buying it, so you know. And you can't, I mean, I think you can get decent looks from it, but you can't, it's not a palette where you're going to get like cool tones and warm tones, and you know, you're not going to get loads of different types of looks from this, but you are going to get some decent warm tone looks from it, you know. So we're going to go in, probably do a bit of darker shade in a moment, but we're going to use some of the shimmer. Okay, we're going to go in with Scorched. Actually, let's go in with Scorched, which is this shade here. A lot of kick up in this. So we're going to go in without wetting it, and then we're going to go in with wetting it. So this is without wetting it. Can you see? So pretty. You see that? That is really, really pretty. But I think I'm going to try and wet it. So let's wet my brush. And then we're going to go in Scorched again. Oh yeah, so wetting it is definitely a good choice. Can you see the difference between it being dry and it being wet? So that's the wet side, that's the dry side. There's a lot of fallout down there, but that is gorgeous. And then I think I'm going to put in the middle a lighter shade. We're going to go in with the shade Lumber, which is just a lighter shade, shimmer shade in the middle of our eyes. Can you see? Let's do the purple shade Ashes as our darker shade on the outer V. And then under our eyes, we're going to go in with Enfuego, which is this reddish burgundy tone. I need to clean up this under eye area, so I'm just going to take my sponge. My powder just dropped on the floor. I saw that Boots had recently released this new L'Oreal Paradise mascara, so I wanted to try it out. Now, I think this has been in the US for a while, and I've been hearing a lot of people rave about it. I think it's the L'Oreal Lash Paradise mascara. That's what you guys call it in the US. But this has just come out here in the UK. The shade I got is black. I think that was, oh my gosh, I can't open it, guys. I think that was the only shade that they had in store. Okay, that's what the wand looks like. I'm not normally a fan of wands like this, but okay. I've heard so many people rave about it. Don't know what to think about it. I mean, bearing in mind that when I've been hearing about this mascara, people are talking about it like it's the next best thing since sliced bread. It's just like, it's okay. Apparently it's better than Sex Mascara by Too Faced, which I think I've used once before, and I actually honestly cannot remember what I thought about it. I think I'm being sent that actually. I might do a comparison of the two. What do you guys think? Because I have no idea. I think this is another case of overhype. What's its claims? Let's see. Intense volume and spectacular long lashes. I guess it is volumizing. I think I just like more lengthening. It's supposed to be lengthening as well. I don't know. Maybe I'll like it when it's dried out a bit, because sometimes that's what happens with the mascaras. I prefer them once they've dried out a little bit. Let's go back to the face. So this is by Estee Lauder. It's a new face palette, so I think I might use it more than once in a get ready with me video, so I can try out other things. I thought I'll give the blushes a go and the highlight a go in this. The bronzer in this let's swatch that. The bronzer probably won't do much for my skin tone, whereas it is here. That's the bronzer there. So I don't think the bronzer will work for me. I doubt it very much. So I thought I would just mix the two blush shades together and see what they're like. It is quite nice actually, I think. I don't know. Guys, also, I can't really see much of what's going on right now. I think I like the blusher, but I don't think I like it much with this look. So, not too sure. I'm gonna kind of powder that away. I'm gonna come back to the highlight in that Estee Lauder palette, but we're gonna try the blush shades in the Sahara blush palette because I don't think I like the ones I just used. So let's try. I really want to try the shade Neo. Oh, I like that. Okay, I like that a lot. But I think I need a very, very light hand. Oh, I like that because it's deep. That is a really, really nice shade. I literally went in like with 2 taps, guys, and brushed and tapped it off. So I think only a tiny bit is needed with this. I'm tempted to try the shade Toby as well. Oh my gosh, oh, Neo and Toby mixed together. Toby's the orange shade. I'll just put it on top. Oh my gosh, that is so pretty. Now I feel like that's a proper blush for me to use. Okay, going back into the Estee Lauder palette, I really want to try out this shade Glow. So let's swatch it a bit. So that's it swatched right there. So remember, I have got some highlight on already, but because I put the base highlight on, but we can go in and let's see what it does. Oh, that's really pretty. That is really, really pretty. That's nice. I like it, I like it, I like it a lot. And just a little bit there. It's really pretty. And then, as per usual, I'm just going to go back in with my blusher brush and just blend it all out so it's not like a streak of shimmer on my face. Rimmel sent me some of these liquid lipsticks. I also bought some myself, so I really want to try out some of the colours. I mean, I have worn them before because you guys would have seen them in my video, in my vlogs and stuff. I have been wearing them and I do actually really like them. For the most part, I do really like them. Right, I'm going to just take this NYX lip liner and just line my lips before putting that on. I've actually learnt that actually it's a lot better to fill my whole lips in before using those liquid lipsticks, especially the lighter shades, because the lighter shades are quite streaky on me. So I just use this NYX pencil, which is the NYX Ombre Lip Duo in the shade Cookies and Cream, and then I'm going in with the shade Mocha. It gives more like a greyish kind of liquid lipstick look, which is pretty. Alright, let's try a little bit of pink with this. Just a tiny bit of pink. That's better. The pink shade that I went in with is called Rose and Shine. So that's that pink just on top. So I think that's everything, guys. I'm just gonna spray my face. I mean, generally speaking, I did enjoy using most of these products. I'll have to test out a few of the other products in a later video, but for the most part, I think it all turned out well. So let me know what you think down below. Have you used any of these products I've used? If so, what do you think of them? Thanks so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you in my video on Friday. Take care and see you soon. Bye.
You don't know. Bad man. Yeah. This body, baby.